Right.
And Naquam, if you can remember, you was like, I hear a lot of talking, but I don't hear no precept.
Just aggressive energy for no reason.
Man in the spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Aggressive energy for no reason.
And like that was like, damn. Like when he said that, I was thinking also like, damn, it's not the time for that.
Mm-hmm.
The market, you feel me? I believe that they was gonna put technology inside of you to where you couldn't buy or sell unless you had the mark. I kept saying that this was coming. My brothers believe that it's a philosophy. But they will also say sometimes where we feel like what they would say, the mark is part of Esau's philosophy. It's not the mark, it's a part of it.
It could be both. Yeah.
So I used to feel like, well, if you got part of HIV, do you have HIV?
You run around, y'all playing with God's people, telling them that they can just do basically whatever they want. Y'all worse than the Christian church. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Y'all worse than the Christian church. Judge it. All I know is that it's not righteous. Christ ain't never said that was okay. Stop laying with prostitutes, deacon. You feel me? And if it's not true, then show the paperwork and get your wife back. You see what I'm saying? Do something. But until then, your name is ST Deacon. Okay? ST Deacon. That fits you. Now, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. Where did they learn this doctrine from? Where did they learn that it was okay to sleep with prostitutes? Let me think. Let's start with the first camp that y'all came from. True false prophets. Y'all ain't just wake up and decide that that's what y'all want to be. Y'all came in literally through false prophets. You understand what I'm saying? And just peep it like this, right? Throughout all the years, just peep it. Throughout all the years, out of all of the wickedness that we done seen come from this one camp, GMS I'm talking about, you gotta understand that you gotta be a real wicked nigga to get kicked out of GMS. I'm sorry. Okay? And even if you try to come back and say, nah, I left on my own. Cause that sound like something you would try to do, because you always lie when the heat is on you. That sounds like something that you would try to say. So even if you try to say, nah, brother, I left on my own, that even makes you look even worse. Because it ain't like you waited until Tahar said America was going to be destroyed in the year 2000, the prophecy didn't come to pass, and then you left. Brother, the prophecy didn't come to pass, and then you joined. Look at him. He's such a little yes man. He don't know his left from his right. He just agree with anything Alizar say. Alizar could tell me eat a bowl of shit, and he would ask him what type of season is we putting on it.
Aggressive energy for no reason.
Man in the spirit.
Aggressive energy for no reason.
Man in the spirit.
Aggressive energy for no reason.
Man in the spirit.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Recha Ha Kodash, and double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to you, brethren, your other elders and brethren, you supporters of the faith. Shalom to the hopefully elect. Shalom. I want to go in this video with these guys, martyrs, Salakia, martyrs of for Yahweh Shai, right? Meaning sacrificing for Yahweh Shai. Now, you have to be careful when you come up with these titles. You know, this, when you come into the truth, you are presenting your body as a living sacrifice, and you're taking an oath. Now, this word marty means a person who voluntarily suffers death as the penalty, right? Through the Spirit, you don't know if you're going to be that actual martyr or if you are even of the elect. I just wanted to say that. In fact, I looked at these guys' channel, these brothers' channels, right? And what I saw, I don't even know where it is. I think they went out, they did a sit down 5 months ago on live, actually with their videos, The last video I seen was a year ago. Okay, but okay, you say you're doing live. The last time I seen him go out was a year ago on this channel. Now, I could be wrong. They may have other channels. But we should be able to go when these videos are up and find out where these other channels are. And their live is, they did a sit down 5 months ago, then one 8 months ago. And here on all their live channels, they're doing a bunch of sit downs. So I don't see them going out. That's what I see. But anyway, the word of the day is probity, right? Probity.
Probity.
Adherence to the highest principles of uprightness, right? Which goes to another word of honor, a good name or public esteem, a reputation, right? So a part of that is going out, having a good name, doing the Lord's work. But what I want to talk about is, which another word comes with this, is integrity, which kind of goes into this, of how they said things that they didn't even quite understand what they were saying. Now, all this time they said, they talked about GMS being false prophets, but the Mark doctrine they kept, the name Yahushua they kept, because they also went on to say Apostle Tahar in the 1999-2000 prophecy, but it just wasn't Apostle Tahar, this is all of One West. And they said, well, how could Sakari join GMS if GMS was already false prophets? Well, you guys, the same thing. How did you join Wi-Fi, who came up under One West, because that's what you're teaching? They push with Zabak, priest Zabak, HOI, and the rest of them. House of Israel, I can't remember the other ones. Lions of Zion, and the rest of them. With Elder Barak and all those elder brothers, they all came up under them, and all of them taught the same doctrine. So if Sakari and them, or with HODC, if Sakari and them was teaching this and they came in and it was of a bad reputation, then why did you do it? And just because you see a situation that goes off, it doesn't mean that you can't fall into the right doctrine. It's a growing process. Let's go to John 16. That just came to my spirit. Then we'll go to the prostitute thing. But first, let's go to Proverbs 10. And looks like 9. He that walketh uprightly walketh surely, but he that perverteth his ways shall be known. Right? Now, we can read all these scriptures. This is the thing about the Bible. You could read all these scriptures, and how you interpret it, you'll say that we're the false prophets, and we'll say that you're the false prophets. And the Sakari will say, we're both the false prophets. But all of you got something or came out of One West. At the end of the day, all of you came out of One West. So in your ideology, if we're all false prophets, including myself, because I came out of One West knowing the 2000 prophecy, which some of us didn't know. When I came in the truth, I never heard about the 2000 prophecy thing. I just knew what was being taught, and I knew it to be true. And to me, that was important. Anything before that is different. Let's go to John 16. I think it's like 14. 13. Howbeit, when the Spirit of truth is come, he will guide you into all truth, right? For he shall not speak of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear, that shall he speak, and he will shew you things to come, right? So the Lord, let's go to 12. I have yet many things to say unto you, but ye cannot bear them now. See, these things were still secrets and mysteries that we wasn't able, the apostles even. There's certain things that you're not able to be able to bear at a particular point But when the Spirit of truth has come, he will guide you in all truth. Because let's be honest, every church, so-called, and these churches be talking about that, but they have, all these churches have always said things and had false prophets and false visions, right? There's every so-called religion of belief. In fact, even these presidents are considered a form of prophets, right? And they'll say, we'll make America great. They always got a slogan. There's always something that's going to go. But at the end of the day, we must all know that the Heavenly Father is the one that's going to line things up, and he's still going to use his men to do it. You've seen the situation with Jonah. So there's things that, that we don't know that will surely be revealed. Does this mean that the scripture says continue in the faith? Does this mean when these things happen that we just stop and say, oh, they're false prophets, I want nothing to do with them? If that's the case, then every church in America should be closed down. Because they all came up with some form of, especially the churches, but people don't think about that. People are thinking what is the message now and what are they hearing, right? Because again, I didn't know about that. And but once I heard it, I'm not going to use that as a stumbling block and lose faith behind it. Even though the 12 tribes chart, I knew a little bit about it, but all I knew is we're the 12 tribes of Israel. The 12 tribes chart is an identity. It worked, and it showed us that, hey, we belong. This is our identity. This is our heritage. So let's go to Leviticus 19 and 29. I came up under comfy. Guess what? They taught it too. So what I did, I left, gave my testimony, and that was it. All of this you see is really unnecessary. It's unnecessary. Leviticus 19:29. I believe he pulled this scripture. I'm not sure, but this is what they equating to. Leviticus 19:29. Do not prostitute thy daughter, because to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall into whoredom, and the land become full of wickedness. And I guarantee you, 90% of these so-called prophets haven't done any research on this scripture, or pretty much any scripture. They're layered Israelites, just like the Christian church. And that's all they see. Something that they could stand on to come against a doctrine or a group of men. And I'll say this too. A lot of this goes back with hatred towards your elders. There's just a disrespect. I'm not a young man. I'm an older brother myself. But as a young man, we had so much respect for our elders, even in the world. And these elders that taught me, they were raw. They taught me about women, prostitution. A lot of these jakes don't understand the women they with prostitutes. If you're not with them, a lot of these jakes probably ain't even with their real wife now, or the woman that they had upon making this video, and she gone with somebody else. If a woman that slept with you, been getting in out of a relationship and slept with 300-400 men, who profits more, the prostitute or the woman that's just jumping around sleeping with everybody? That's just the question. Who's profiting more? A lot of you jakes don't get it. You don't understand the realness and the rawness. You came up in a Western cultured society, a soft shoe side of society, and your minds can't see past being an adolescent, right? You can't see it. So anyway, we're going to go back here. We're going to go to Leviticus 19:29. Read a tad bit of commentary. It says, do not prostitute thy daughter. What does this mean? This refers to the degrading worship of Ashtoreth, right, and which prevailed in the ancient times and which at times broke out among the Jews. All right, we're going to go on down here to Barnes. It says, no, not Barnes. Let me go to the other one. Do not prostitute thy daughter and cause her to be a whore. It goes back to Ashtoreth, the worship. Delay marrying her, but it refers to the wicked practices among the Phoenicians or Canaanites. Athenius speaks of whose women used to prostitute themselves in the temples of their idols. So this is what you wasn't supposed to do as far as the worship and practices of other gods. But the Most High created prostitutes, right? In fact, we know, as in the law, technically it doesn't say it, but it does. When you get a wife, you're supposed to humble that wife. You know, this is why some of you jakes are on a level, right? You're selfish. You think it's all about you. But there's a woman laying there in front of you that you have to humble, right? And guess what? You had, you know, if you really go even further past the ancient times, but back in history, you had men would take their young men, their fathers would take their young men or those brothels, and those women would teach them. You know, so when it was time for them to get a woman, they were on point. But you can't see past that, you know. A woman's virginity was everything. In fact, you go to Amos 7:17, it says, thy daughter shall be harlots in the streets. Or thy mothers, let me see what it says, something like that. Thy wife shall be harlots in the city, and thy sons and daughters shall fall by the sword, by the land. So your wife, what is she? Who's she been with? Damn sure ain't you. This ain't saying to the sisters that came into the truth, repent and be made, you know, start to try to be made whole again, just like we had to repent. We was harlots unto other gods as well. So you call us, you could say we was prostituting, right? Unto other gods. Some of you was into gang banging, right? Committing adultery with other men's wives. That's another part of it. See, that's all prostitution. The woman jumping from man to man, right? Just to be doing it, just to get over on them, or get what she can get out of them, right? But still being wicked. But what they were doing is going into their temples, and you know they was even sacrificing lives, right? And the Most High didn't want us doing that. We had a community amongst ourselves. Let's go to Genesis 38. I'm going to try to just jump to 14. I guess I got to go to 12. And in the process of time, the daughter of Shua, Judah's wife, died, and Judah was comforted and went up to the sheep hearers to Timnath. He and his friend Hirah and the Adulamite. So, right, he and his friend Hirah the Adulamite. And it was told Tamar, saying, behold, thy father-in-law goeth up to Timnath to shear his sheep. And she put her widow's garments off from her. She put it off from her and covered her with a veil and wrapped herself and sat in the open place, which is by the way of Timnath. And she saw that Shelah was grown, and she was not given unto him to wife. When Judah saw her, he thought her to be a harlot, because she had covered her face. So this was a well-known thing for him to see her and believe that this was what she was, right? And he turned unto her by the way and said, go to, I pray thee, let me come in unto thee. See, Jake ain't got it, man. Jake ain't got it. See, right now, you're in the midst of prostitution, right? So-called harlots. Women that claim that they're single, but they done had many men anyway. So what you're doing is the same thing you're speaking against. But anyway, JK got it. You got to understand that if you was a man and you was, roused up and you were about, where do you think those brothels and stuff come from? How did that stuff get set up? Right? It says, let me see, where was I? When Judah saw her, he thought her to be a harlot because she had covered her face. And he turned unto her by the way and said, Go to, I pray thee, let me come in unto thee. For he knew not that she was his daughter-in-law. And she said, What wilt thou give me, that thou mayest come in unto me? And he said, I will send thee a kid. This is a small goat, I believe, from the flock. And she said, Wilt thou give me a pledge till thou send it? And he said, What pledge shall I give thee? And she said, The signet and thy bracelets and thy staff that is in thy hand. So when you go, and it says, and he gave it her and came in unto her, and she conceived by him. So when you look at it, even in the world today, these jakes, right, they're caught up. Meanwhile, women are playing a harlot on these jakes, and they can't see it. There's a reason why these women like you. You're in the truth. You're saying good words. You're standing out in the corner speaking and preaching. There's something about you that they like. That's what it's all about. And when she gets tired of you, she's going to go to somebody else. Half of you jakes ain't with the same women you were with. Nahum 3:1 said it's all full of lies and robbery. I just want to touch on that. I thought it was a lot of hypocritical statements of One West and the Apostle Tahar and the One West prophecy. And meanwhile, they came out of Wi-Fi Israelites who followed all One West and HOI and HODC, who all came from that same genre of that 2000 prophecy. And the prostitution, making fun. Guess what? A lot of you guys, you meet a woman, she's been with 300 men, and you catch something any damn way. You coming in on the tail end of it. Anyway, that's all I have on that.